Okay, this is part 6. So I did 5 parts. Oh, this is a really turned out longer than what I expected. Um, so, I spoke about, exactly where stuff led. As we're changing over from Philadelphia to New York. Transitions that we had to endure. Um, hmm. So I also discussed in the last video, the challenge and the back and forth I had to go, with my, with my child that has his own, a child that has their own personality, um, and is, um, when it, one of the child providers was stating that he was too independent and compassionate. Now, how you would take that, I don't know. That's confusing. When you can't reply and argue with it, you don't know whether to argue with it or be like, okay. You be like, I. Um. So, how can anybody be too independent? So, having that tobacco, and that's one of the challenges I have with I refused to put my child in child care, and I was like, oh, let me go. I was trying the, uh, switch doctors, wanted to get, being a woman doctor and someone, just out of school, someone that was, more into the natural medicine. Then I was like, oh, let me go back to what I previously had, which, like having, um, two eggs and deciding, by looking at the physical appearance and knowing what both of them about which one you deal with. So, I had to deal with what was more peaceful at range for our options of life. Ninth thing that come as though they're the most sweet, good person, and then really the hand that rocks the cradle. Ooh, no. So with that, um, challenge of life, and then having to deal with the next challenge, which occurred the next season. Um, so next season, we get to between the Mary Evans and so when we had to look for another building, and then break that news to our vendors. Um, so then we found another black-owned business, and we found it was a black-owned theater. So we were supposed to be. I was like, okay, I'm exhausted. Everything's falling on 2 or 3 people to do most of the work. And it's just getting too much. I was like, okay, we should be at a certain point, and it just was exhausting. So a lady that already had an event established for 15 years. So with the incorporate, she already was doing a talent show with the event that she already had in the year, and she just was going to just add it on to the event. So we were supposed to put our events together. So the parade and the round table would be the 2 portions I would do. The young development would be something that she do. We all do it in one day, get the time stuff together, and just boom, 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 get it going. So when the invoice came for it, now before this year we were supposed to get started on promoting. Um, there are emails to verify what I'm saying, so that's why I don't give a care about how I'm saying it and mention the name, and so forth like that. So the promotion was to be done. It was always something next to, oh, well, that may not be a good choice. And this was a popular marketing company, and one of our panel members was a featured panelist on that panel. So I was like, well, no, we don't need to invest the money. The email went ignored, even with the verbal conversation that's possibly recorded, most likely, at the group knowledge. Like, no, that's not, you know, Leslie was like, oh no, that's not good. I was like, okay, since you're having a problem with everything I present, as though it's going to be a lose-out situation. You're not coming with solutions, then you need to come with, you are collecting money for vendors. Everything is always a fuss, and then somebody's always not working good enough. Something always at debate. So come to the table, and here we are. So I was like, look, I'm going to Black Theater. We need to get started on marketing. It's like, well, until you officially get a building that says, okay, the National Black Theater had gave us the invoice. Now, they don't know what's going on behind the scenes or anything like this here, but this is the behind the scenes what I'm telling you now. So I was like, okay, we need to so the deal was going to be with both of our events together. We had the money to stay, even with the price that the National Black Theater charged. We had the money for the amount of time that day to get there and put our share of the down deposit, along with them to put their share of the person that we were going to do it with to put their share down at the same time. And so we was going to have like a $200 balance left. And that money was to be therefore used toward the marketing. So there we go into the agreement. Okay, we had a deadline set that if the amount for the building was too expensive, we didn't want to put a deposit out and then lose all that money and didn't have to cancel the event. But if it was within an affordable range where that could actually be paid out of pocket, such as by myself for the event to still go on or whatever like that, then we need to pay forth on it. So, lo and behold, when it comes time, emails get ignored, or emails get oh, well, I have an event to do such and such, all available for everything else, knowing that you have a bulk of money that you have collected as an event planner, as I was doing co-ops and stuff like that. So when it comes down to time to pay, I ain't get no response. So ignore text message, oh, I'm busy, this and that. So it's like, oh, no, it's serious. We need to seal this deal. And you've been the main person, along with the other person, the event planner in New York City, that also was on the panel, fussing about, we need a building, we need a building, we need a building, we need a building. So, okay, when it's time to pay the money, you come up absent. So when the call like, okay, I need to get this done because I have something to do. You can't hold up my day when you have the funds and think I'm supposed to wait on your time. No. You should know better than that. You need to give a steady response where, hey, I can transfer it over. All I do is take a minute. Or here goes the invoice. This is what we need to do, blah, blah, blah. So when Leslie was called on Monday morning, I called her back to back because it's like, okay, you got the money. You need to hurry up because you've been the main one fussing along with Cynthia about this and that. So when she answered the phone, she said, you won't even let me get out of bed to put my drawers on. I said, I've called you all yesterday. You ignore me. Oh, so then come all these old excuses that don't make no sense. Like, it just don't make no sense. Then I started getting the messages and text messages. What should have made me suspicious and extra confirming was the week before when I said, well, hey, look, I've been sick for years, so I'm just getting back on my feet. I like to read stuff before I sign it, and with her being an event planner, you trust that she would know more of the stuff, and it's an agreement that, this was, everything was to go to the building. All money first was to go to the event. Understood it was nothing for her to get paid. I didn't make a profit, and and it was made to be affordable, especially doing something just for our community. You have deadlines, your production. So it went back and forth, and it did get ugly. Okay. So then she come with, you're gonna have to start giving me a contract. I've did everything you've asked of me. I have the messages on the phone, and definitely we're gonna they need to be put on the video. So I should have had that. Definitely to show y'all directly what I'm speaking of. I'm gonna put that in part 7. So definitely tune in for that. I go get the phone and show you the messages that occur between us. You know, when you fuck over people, it really you can't expect not to get fucked up. That's it. So, yo and behold, she's like, you know, you need to give me. I didn't ask everything of you. So let's go back to the week before that when I told her, hey, you know, your event planner, you can collect the deposits from people. You do deposit specials and promotions, but all whole payments that go directly to me. That go directly into the business account of this event. That's straight out to her. That was the week before, and she was like, it wasn't like that's what she did. So you know, you don't want to be petty and take everything serious to heart. So it was a re-brought up bubble of her response about when she said give her a contract, and she want to use one of the defenses not about not paying the people. None of us got paid off, or we understood it was grassroots. So I'm gonna speak about that in part 7 and have the actual phone messages for you all to see.